7 years. 7 years this dude has been lying to his fans, lying to his supporters, lying to everyone. I'm not going to say lying to the detractors, because who cares? The detractors. He should not. I'm going to white knight for Phil a little bit here. He should not give half a shit what his detractors say. Like, they're against him. Who cares? But he spent the last 7 years lying directly to his fans' face, saying he did not play WWE champions. He was not down from the drafters. He did not spend tens of thousands of their donation money on a freaking Candy Crush style mobile game. And what happens today? Freaking Kino Casino's got this dude with a head bigger than anything in the world. Like, he just comes out and says it. Yep. I'm down from the rafters. I've lied to my fans. I've lied to my viewers. I've lied to people who were just giving me a random shot, like the side scrollers. I've lied to everybody about this stupid game, about how I'm addicted to it, and about how much I spend on it. Like, he's been teasing this on Twitter for like half a week now. He's been saying like down with a screenshot of like a WWE Champions format, then from. And like half the people were like, who cares? Like, it's going to be some stupid joke. It's going to be like down from the side scrollers or some shit, or down from the felted. It's whatever. Like, because it didn't matter if he frickin' announces he's down from the rafters. Only bad shit could come from this. But I guess I underestimated Phil's stupidity, because he just goes out and says it. So we're going to look at the quit from the great Memology 101. The greatest out there. Big ups, and let's get right into it.
So, I need to raise money in order to save my ass from these state taxes out of nowhere that came up out of nowhere. So people come out, we're supportive of Phil, let's cheer, let's tip. They do it, great. Now I'll get past the state taxes, but now federal taxes. Oh, now you owe more because you made more money.
All right, so here's the thing. I'm about to tell you the actual truth. However, there's still people who aren't going to believe it. There's still people who will never be satisfied no matter what I tell you, all right? They're going to say I lied.
Spoiler alert, he is about to say he's been lying for the past 7 years. And now, all of a sudden, he's telling the truth now. The full truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. So help him God. And he expects your stupid ass to just sit there and take it. But, I mean, they are. His dents are incredibly stupid and have seemed to just have completely stopped caring about what this snake oil salesman does.
They're going to say this is bullshit, right? And so this is only for those who actually are capable of like rational thought and considering the truth and things like that.
So only for the detractors. Because for the past 7 years, the detractors have shown themselves to be the ones capable of rational thinking and an intelligent thought by not believing what you say, that you're not down from the rafters. Like, how do you start this?
Okay. Most people with intelligent brains that work, that are hinged properly, right? We're screwed in correctly. All right. You already know I have a history of spending money on mobile games. I've already admitted it. Okay. Everything that I said in that segment on stream was a lie. Literally every time someone asked me about WWE champions, I lied.
Am I supposed to be pretending to act surprised, or should I save that for later?
Wow. I didn't expect that. Every single fucking time. Because to me, my personal spending, things I was doing off stream, was no one's business. Okay? And every time someone brought it up, I'm like, this is so stupid. This is dumb. You know what I'm saying? And I just lied to get it out of the way. And I tried so hard for so long to lie about it, to get people to just forget about it. But I forgot. Well, not really forgot. But I definitely underestimated the anal nature of these people who stalk me. All right? A couple things they outright got me on, like, for example, the Discord thing. I had no idea about any of that. I was incredibly ignorant, okay, of all of it. I didn't know any of that shit. So I had no clue that they could, like, track a Discord versus, like, numbers on your name and shit like that. So, you know, for me, here's the thing. If you're a person who's coming to my stream and you just want to watch the content and have fun, do you want to hear about this shit? My fans did not care about me playing WWE champions. My fans did not care about any of that shit.
What about Jordan? What about Jordan, the Stardew Valley supporter who got into contact with Duty Streams because of all he heard about your WWE spending habits and decided to go, in your own words, go rogue and become a detractor because of that. Apparently he did. Also, I know I let him go on for a bit because if I interject every 5 seconds, this video's... I can already tell this video's going to last so fucking long, and I don't have the time because there's another video I need to make. Anyway, like, if it's so stupid and doesn't matter, what if your fans did not care, why did you hide it from them? Those are the only people you were hiding it from because the detractors already knew. The detractors showed the Discord leads. The detractors tracked your every progress. If your fans did not care, why didn't you tell your fans and just get it out the open? Because you knew your fans did care. Because you knew he set up fundraiser after fundraiser after GoFundMe, we got a hashtag save the house. We got to file these taxes. We got to do all this shit. If we don't hit the tips goal this week, I'm not going to be able to take my wife out. I'm not going to be able to buy a new game. That's why people care. People donated you money on the assumption that you needed it for this. So they gave you the money on the benefit, on the expectation that you will be spending it on your taxes, on your mortgage, on the game you need at the end of the month. Not to spend and throw away on a Candy Crush mobile game. That is why people are bad. If you did not beg, if you did not say, oh, if I don't have money by the end of the week, I might lose the house. DSP Gaming might be gone forever. No one, you would have this W. The W would be yours because, yeah, it's no one's business what you do with your money that you earn. And if you just sit there and be like, hey, we have a $50 tips go every day. Let's get to some gameplay. Let's talk about how stupid the detractors are because I failed to duty. You would have this W, but you don't. You make your finances everyone else's business. Therefore, your finances are everyone else's business.
All right? When I was doing a fundraiser for a week to pay taxes, yeah, that's literally what it was. Yeah, there was some misspeaking and things over time about exactly directly where the money was going.
Yeah, I misspoke. When I said all this money was going for taxes, you were stupid to believe that all that money was going for taxes.
But it was because I was kind of desperate for that week, you know. The WWE Champions thing, 100%. Again, I just always lied about it because I thought it wasn't important. It was just something that my detractors were trying to do. Because again, they tried to get me time and time again over the years. So many times for stupid shit. That wasn't true.
Such as? The only thing I'm coming to mind that the detractors really ragged about a little bit that turned out not to be true was the escort saga. And guess what? The detractors debunked the escort saga because it was a phishing scam. The detractors got that W. And that just proves I know I haven't ever talked about the escort saga, I don't think, but that just proves that the detractors, at least most of them, the big ones, aren't out to get you just to get you. They are out for truth. They are out to do what's right, and they do this because you're a terrible person. You're a human piece of shit.
They had finally found one stupid little thing that they got me on, right? So I'm going to tell you this the truth now, but again, many of you are not going to believe it. I can't make you believe it. And I'm gonna open up for the first time about this topic ever right now here tonight. And some of you, if this is it for you, and you can't take it, and you want to leave, and you're not going to come back, I can't stop you. All right? I can't. It's too much work. I can't. For those who've been here through this journey with me, my 16 years as a content creator, this crazy month I just had of resurgence, you know, I would hope that the things that people have been saying to me are true, that you don't care about my past and the shit that I was doing, you know, that was stupid and bad, because I admit it was stupid and bad, okay?
Yeah, people who I've been taking money from for the past 16 years and saying I'm using that to pay my taxes and my mortgage, but I actually just put it all into a mobile game. I hope you're still here after this.
All right, so, ready? Admission number 1. Yes, the They Call Me DSP account in WWE Champions is my account, okay?
Like, whoa,
That's
whoa,
admission
whoa,
number 1.
whoa.
It is. It always was.
Whoa.
Okay? Now, it was very stupid of me to name it They Call Me DSP. You might say, why was he so dumb to name that account that? Because when I opened it in 2017, when the game launched, I didn't think anyone was going to ever give a fuck about my mobile game spending.
I mean, sure, people have already given a fuck about my mobile game spending for WWE Supercords, in which I was lambasted and made a fool of for how much money I spent on that. But I didn't think they would do it again. I thought they would just let me take all their money and do whatever the fuck I want with it after lying to my viewers' faces. Also, that's not the reason. He wanted people to know how much he spent on the game. He wanted people to know that he was, they call, not his detractors, but the people in WWE Champions. He wanted, when they fought him, if they even, I don't even know how they play this stupid game, if they fought this guy with this super cool deck and these super great cards, like, who's this guy? They want to go to They Call Me VSP, Google it, and be like, wow, he spent so much money. He's got so many cards. He's so cool. That's why he did it. He's an ego whore.
Already played games such as Dragon Ball Z Dokkan Battle, Supercard, WWE Supercard, and others as well. Like, for me, it was like, who cares? Like, who would ever give a shit? I'd already publicly posted and talked about playing those games, spending money on them and shit. So I never in my wildest dreams thought that it would ever blow up in the way that it did, okay? So what ended up happening was the game came out, 2017? And I barely played it that hardcore, like the first year or so, I would say. It wasn't until the second year where the game actually got like redesigned to be more serious of a game. And so then it kind of warranted more time, more spending, etc. Well, I played it for what? It came out in 2017. I think about year 1 or 2, like a year in, 2 years in, it got, to the point where everyone wanted to form guilds and factions because big events were being based in the game around that. So that's when I joined my first faction. And I was, playing along with the faction. At the time, I was low. I wasn't, I didn't have a good account or anything. They were teaching me along the way on how to play the game and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Basically, I don't remember. The time frame is going to be completely wrong in my head. I can't tell you times of anything because I don't know, because I never tracked it. Eventually, after being with this group for a while, I became one of the leaders of the faction. Okay. So, and then I was with them probably a year more. Okay. And so, of course, there's going to be there was Discord, chats and things like that. There never was an issue with any of this. Never.
Except for all the times you lied when you said you didn't have a Discord. Like, your stupid fans have been asking for a DSP Discord for God knows how long. You can make it private. You can make it invite only. Only invite the ones you know. Change the link every fucking time. You could do it. It wouldn't be that difficult. But you can't, and you keep lying after lying after lying. And if this doesn't matter, why didn't you just tell the fans?
And then all of a sudden, somehow, someone had discovered that there was a WWE champion's name of my name. And I guess what it is someone who played the game knew how the accounts worked or whatever, and they did money, and they said, he spent thousands of dollars on the game, right? Based on some calculation that they had made.
The person who made this calculations was in the June the King documentary. I forget his name. He was also on That Being Said, a Detractor podcast. I believe it was episode 20. I will try to link it if I remember. He goes into very much detail. You could see on the streams that he's dead of WWE Champions that this game is a money sink. This game, to make any kind of progress at all, you have to spend loads of money. And that's how they did the calculations. By calculating the least amount of money you would need to get these types of cords and these types of pulls, and that's how they did it. They did it the lowest numbers, and he still ended up spending with the most conservative estimates. He spent $50,000 on the game. $50,000 while he's crying poor, while he's saying he's not going to be able to go out with his family, while he's not going to be able to pay his mortgage, pay his back taxes, pay anything.
I'll be honest with you, I don't even know what it is because I don't watch my detractors shit. Okay? And I'm not here to tell you I didn't spend money on the game. I absolutely have spent money on WWE Champions. Okay? A good amount of money on WWE Champions over the years. I'm here to fess on this, right? This is the big moment, correct? What ended up happening was my detractors, seeing that there was this name that said They Call Me DSP and had spent money in the game.
Not just spent money, not just bought a battle pass every month, spent tens of thousands of dollars while he was crying poor. That's the reason people took offense to this.
Went on this insane stalker spree, basically trying to get me banned from the game, all right? What they found is that obviously the makers of the game don't care that I have haters online. They don't give two fucks. Anything for this, right? So the attempt to get to the company and shit, no one cared, right? So what they ended up doing is they started actually sending in clandestine people into the servers, like the Discord chat, the clan that I was in, the faction I was in, to join and then start tracking conversations, trying to get all this information. Eventually what happened was, I guess, a detractor literally made shit up. They had made a fake Discord conversation between me and the actual guy who had like founded this faction I was in. It was so weird. I can't even remember what it was, but basically it was like a fake conversation between me and this person saying that like he had agreed to do all kinds of favors and shit if I kept spending money on the game. Like, it was a weird conversation, right?
I don't know anything about what he's talking about, but the detractors were right in that he had a Discord, and they linked him to his Discord because he did not know it, but they fabricated this. They didn't need to fabricate this. They had enough. I don't know what you Queen, go again.
But basically, they doxed the guy. Like, they put it on Kiwi Farm, all right? So because the guy had gotten doxed, now it had escalated. It's not just, oh, they're trying to talk to the company to get my account, you know, kicked. They're not just having trolls join the server. They had doxed the leader of faction I was in. And he confronted me about it. I'm like, dude, I have nothing to do with this. It's messed up that it happened. I'm really sorry, but obviously I can't control these people for what they're doing or whatever. And all along, you know, I'm denying to the faction that I'm this streamer. I'm like, no, I'm not that streamer. That's not me. Well, what ended up happening was, even though I had been in that faction for like 1-2 years, I don't remember the time frame again. I don't have that data. They kicked me from the faction, and that's terrible. That's such a terrible thing. Okay, they outright just kicked me from the faction and said, fuck you, get out. Okay?
In all honesty, that should be everyone's response to you. Fuck you, get out.
After kicking me from the faction, now I'd already invested like 2 years into the game, and I didn't want all that time investment and money investment to go to waste. So I went around looking for other factions, and that's when you could see this TJ Gamebox or whatever, who says that I joined his faction, right? And then all of a sudden, my trolls were following me around from faction to faction, joining the faction as well, just to track, you know, information, to see how much money was being spent, to basically dox the other people in the faction.
Don't harass other people than DSP. They don't fucking deserve it. Just because they happen to play a mobile game with DSP, they don't deserve this kind of treatment.
So I probably joined and got kicked out of 2-3 different factions as a result of it. After all that happening, I was fed up. Is there a way around this? Is there a way that I could just like protect my identity in the game? Well, the game doesn't let you change your name, all right? So I did actually at one point, I reached out to the people who ran the game and I said, is there a way we could change my name so that no one would know that I'm this person, and then they stop harassing everyone around me? Because listen, I want to keep playing your game. I've invested time and money into it. I can't. Everywhere I go, these people are harassing and doxing everywhere I'm involved in. The company, you know, who owns the game, who makes the game, we can see if we can change your name or whatever.
That's how you know he spent a lot of money in this game. That if it's not part of the game and they have to actually go into it and do the minutia themselves, you had to spend a lot of money for them to even consider doing that for you.
I can't remember the exact specifics of how it all went down, but to make a long story short, they are so dumb.
Phil, the man who spent $50,000 on a mobile bubble match game, is always the smartest person in the room.
All right? I explained to them, you know, the timing of everything. Like, here's how you do it. What I will do is I will quit a faction that I'm in, all right? You change my name when I'm out of a faction. Now there's no way to track me because no one knows where I am. Then I could join a new faction. They idiotically changed my name before the time we had agreed to, so everyone saw the name change.
Well, if you were just planning to leave the faction anyway, just leave it until the name change. Apparently they can't track it if it's just a one name. God, you're so dumb. But no, you had to get that one pull. You had to get that one clan event pull that week, and that's what fucked you over. Good job, idiot.
I was still in the faction. People were still tracking the account, and they saw the name change. They fucked it up. And I'm like, what the fuck? Are you fucking serious? All right? So at this point now, it's like, there's no way at all that I'm going to be able to play this game because everywhere I go and everything I do, these people are going to be tracking it or whatever. So after a series of months kind of laying low, I think like a month or two, I didn't even have a faction. And then I tried to join a couple other factions and they kept following me around these factions. Eventually, I just gave up. And I said, I'm never going to be able to play this game ever again. I've got a lot of shit invested in this game, okay? Now, I'm going to leave it at that for now. We're going to go back to there. Now, I'm going to tell you the part of the story absolutely nobody fucking knows whatsoever, all right? As of today, I don't have any control or ownership of that account anymore. At the times when I was like desperate for money and shit was going down, I sold the account, all right? And you might say, well, how is that possible? Well, you may not think it's possible because technically you shouldn't be able to sell an account, but I actually just alluded to this on a stream the other day.
Okay, while it is probably technically possible to sell and transfer your account for a mobile game from one party to another, there is no way this fucking Luddite did it. This is a person who spent like 3 hours setting up a plug-and-play computer. This is a person who could not get the Wi-Fi, and for 2 hours he called his chat stupid for telling him to restart the router or restart the modem. What fixed the problem? Restarting the router, restarting the modem. This is the person who took 6 hours to put up that crappy-ass fucking noise cancelers in the background. This is a person who did not put his action figures or he did not put his spare statues on eBay because he was afraid people would harass him and stalk him and change his money. This is a person who would not take those same statues to a pawn shop because it was too much trouble. The detractors would track him. He has no idea how to do that. And if he did, he would have no way. He would never trust that person because it would still have his payment info, probably. Maybe. I don't know. He still would not trust that person. He's just lying right out of his ass. I know I've been lying to you for the past 7 years about everything, but now I need you to believe me.
And I was wondering if anyone was going to pick up on this, but no one seems to have picked up on it.
Yeah, people don't pick up on shit you don't do.
So the reason I knew you could sell an account...
There was a guy who said he was retiring, but his account was still active. I just saved you 2 minutes. You're welcome.
What I did, I reached out and I found that there was a market for this. There's third-party resellers. And what you do is you can give them certain criteria and information about the game, login accounts and things that would give them ownership of the account. And you could give that to them for money. And I sold it.
All right. Well, this is an easy W for you then. Just show us the email chain saying you were discussing selling your account, and W for you. Good job. That's all you have to do now. Just show us your chain, show us your emails with the timestamps of about 2 years or so ago when you sold this account, and then maybe people will believe you.
All right? That was a few years ago. So I have not had any control over this account for years. That was the single worst thing I could have done. Because what I should have done, I should have just closed the account. Because if I just closed the account, even though people would have accused me of this for years and years endlessly moving forward, it would have kind of went away, right? But instead, I was like, man, I put so much time and money into this. I don't want to, I want to get something out of it. And I sold it like an idiot. And I hate that I did it now because now I literally have no control. I can't show you. And like, for example, people will show the account. I literally can't. And I haven't been able to for years.
You are such a bad liar. Then why don't you just show your main account then? Are you telling me that after they call me DSP, after all that shit, after you saying for years that you can't give away your real WWE Champion's ID name was because it would tie into other accounts, the tracker would be able to backtrack everything and put risk on you and your family, that you, when you remade supposedly this new account, because he's playing again, he's saying he has a new account, are you saying you then made it within a name that could be backtracked to you? Either you're there is no way in hell that anyone should believe this. This is the worst lie ever. Also, during his WWE Champion streams, he says he's been on the same account. He's had his main account for 7 years straight now. And then he came up with this lie. So, every lawyer's favorite question, are you lying then or are you lying now? Spoiler alert, he's actually lying both times, and I don't even know how that happens.
Because it's not my account anymore. I don't have ownership of it. I have nothing to show you to prove, you know, they'd call me DSP, and then the names that change, you know, that last name was down for the Raptors. I can't show you anything. I mean, you got morons in the chat, really morons in the chat. Show proof of sale. Do you really think right now I'm going to open up a PayPal account and show you anything? I'm going to open up a bank account and show you anything? You're an idiot. No one would believe it anyway. They just say I photoshopped it, or you know what I mean? I lied about this. I lied about that.
Yeah, you idiot. What do you expect me to do? Show you proof of what I'm doing? Fuck off, you stupid detractors. I'm just pulling shit out of my ass. When I first started making these videos, it was just to laugh at him. I even said in the first video I made about him, like he said something about how everybody hates him or some shit. And I said, I don't think people hate you, DSP. I think they're just here to laugh at you. I have to walk back that statement now because every time this stupid person opens his mouth, it makes me hate him more and more and more. My God.
Right? You can believe my story or you cannot. In fact, you know what? I choose not to believe you. I don't believe you. Like Ron Burgundy says, I don't believe you. I choose not to believe you. All right? Here's what I will tell you. I still have the game, but I don't have it on that phone. I have it on my current phone. It's my personal account. That's a brand new account. Not brand new because I've been using it for a while. I've had this phone for a while, but you guys didn't know that because I never told you.
Detractors knew. Detractors knew you changed your phone. Yeah, you know what was one of the main reasons they suspected you did change your phone? Because WWE Champions was going through an update, and either soon or recently, and WWE Champions would no longer be able to work on your old phone. Tell me you're not addicted to that game without telling me you're not addicted to that game.
This is not an iPhone, all right? I've had this phone for a while, and this is what I do everything on now for the business, and I have some mobile games on here. It's my personal shit, and it's my right to own my own personal shit, and if I want to play games and stuff on it, I fucking can.
And if people give you money, if people give you donations on the assumption that you need it to pay your taxes, to pay your bills, they have a right to know whether or not you're spending it on some crappy-ass mobile game.
I never had. Well, I haven't had that account on an iPhone for a while. You know what I'm saying? It sucks because every time people call me out and I'm like, well, maybe I could prove I can't prove it. I don't own it. I have no ownership over it. I have no way to do anything. And just to let you guys know, I have an iPad from ages and ages and ages ago. All right. It didn't work. Last night, I plugged it in. I charged it to 100%. I spent an hour trying to get back on the iPad. I got the iPad working. I said, holy shit, maybe if I use the old ass information, I'll have a back door into the account. So I can bring it up tonight and show you guys on stream. Here's the account. And it's not mine anymore, but here it is.
What kind of stupid ass explanation would this... How would anyone believe this? Hey guys, here's all the info for Down from the Rafters. Here's all the things. Here's the entire account. It's not mine anymore. I just happen to have it on my iPad. Were you going to dox this dude?
Guess what? The iPad is so outdated, it doesn't run WWE Champions. You download the latest compatible version, and when you go to play it, the game just crashes endlessly. And it's not just that, it's every game. Like, I tried to open WWE Supercard, that crashes too. Like, every game fucking crashes. Get anything. You know what I'm saying? I have no way to corroborate what I'm saying, but here's the thing. If everything I just admitted, right? If the account was not mine all along, why would I have just admitted what I just admitted to you?
Because It's a Gundam was right when he called you a pathological liar. You lie nonstop. You lie about everything. You lie when it would be better to say the truth. Why does anyone do anything? Yeah, I've been lying about everything for the past 7 years, but why would I lie now? Because, and it still matches his times. People still watch it, they Down from the Rafters, and they notice that not once has it gone on while he's been on stream. And it came on stream one time, and that was a time when he was looking at his phone. Why was it still matching like that? If you're not Down from the Rafters, why is after 7 years of you being like 5th place, 7th place, 10th place, and all these factions and all these challenges and all these whatevers, the time at the first challenge after the Kino Casino shit, where you got $4,000 in a day, why was that event you number one? That's why. Because you're... Why? Because you're still doing the same shit now that you were then and lying to your stupid fans' faces right to their face.
I'd have no incentive. I would just keep the story going that it's not my account, okay? There was no reason for me to admit that. I'm admitting because it's the truth. It was my account. I did spend on it. The trolls harassed me out of the game. And after years of that, I was like, fuck this. I'm just going to sell it. And I got rid of it. And now I regret it because if I had just closed it, this whole saga would have been over years and years and years and years ago. But I fucked up. With that act of, I want to get something out of this or whatever, The
God just tipped me $1 and says, here's $1 because you still think that money is the end all and be all when it comes to life. You'll find out the hard way.
So I'm fessing up to all of you now, all right, that this is the truth of the matter. You don't have to believe me, and I know many of you won't, but that's the truth of the story, that really happened. Now, in regards to all the other shit that's said right there about the bankruptcy and everything, I've had enough of that. Then what is wrong with the data? And it's funny because you could ask me, well, specifically, Phil, what is this line item and what was this expense? I don't know, all right? Literally all year I track my expenses of all kinds. Some of them are personal, some of them are business. I don't know. I track them all in like a big spreadsheet.
Yeah, we saw you on the Side Scrollers interview. It was a big piece of paper. But yeah, him saying he is down from the rafters did just confirm the bank leaks. 100% his account. 100%. Just spending thousands upon thousands of dollars on a mobile game. And he's probably just admitted to tax and bankruptcy fraud. I'm sure the IRS is going to have fun because I'm sure the detractors have filed all this away in minute detail to the IRS agents because there's IRS whistleblower shit. If someone dodges their taxes and you can have proof of it, you can get a portion of the taxes they get. So whatever was the first detractor who sent that to the IRS is probably going to get a payday in the near future.
And that goes to a tax attorney. And every year there's questions that shoot back at me and I answer them all truthfully. And we do them. It's, you know what I'm saying? They're fine. There's no issue with my taxes. They're done properly. It was scrutinized by both a tax attorney, by both a bankruptcy attorney and a bankruptcy judge. We went line by line through all of it.
Y'all did not go line by line through that. The bankruptcy filing was public. You can find pictures, the audio of that online. There were still so many questions about that. And like the bank, I don't know 100% about this, but from what I've heard, if you're just a one-man solo shop, the IRS isn't really going to pay the bank, the IRS, the judge lady is not going to take a whole lot of attention to a one-man bankruptcy. It's going to be like, is there any super terrible glaring observations? And the only glaring observation was $5,000 a month in business expenses, and they were probably boomers who did not know that streaming does not cost $5,000 a month.
And they were okay with it. So there's no issue. You understand? There never was an issue. This is something that's completely blown out of proportion by people who just don't know what the hell they're talking about. I'm sorry. And that's, no, I'm not going to open up fucking financial documentation. I'm not going to open up my bank account. I'm not going to open up apps and fucking ledgers. You're not getting that.
I'm not going to offer one solid shred of physical evidence that I sold down from the rafters, that I am not still down from the rafters and spending thousands upon thousands of your dollars on a mobile game. I'm just going to do the same shit I've been doing for 7 years and hope that the detractors shut up about it and go about my day. Stealing your fucking money.
All right? I want to know why I were to open up all of that documentation, show you line by line all of that shit. So that's that.
I don't know why Mimology made that cut there, but I'm going to go ahead and assume that what he was about to say was people still wouldn't believe me. Okay, there's always going to be those people, but the people who are stupid enough to believe you would believe you more. You might actually get a few more people believing you if you showed some bit of evidence than if not.
That's really it. There's nothing else to say. Now I'm done. Like, I'm literally done with it. I'm not going to talk about this again. I'm not going to waste time on it in the future. Because I told you the full story. Now, do I still play WWE Champions? Yes, I do.
We know, you fucking idiot. You play it on stream. As a quote-unquote casual player, you dropped through over $300 in a day. $300 in a day. What is this, a bankruptcy speedrun?
On my actual personal account, on my current phone, I play WWE Champions. You will never see that account because it is mine. And if I showed it, the detractors would nonstop try to get information about me and my new account on. And I'm not going to fuck around like that at all. You're never going to see that account ever.
But we already have. It's down from the rafters. There's no way this hoarder... Like, go watch the June the King documentary. He just hoarded everything. He has, like, hundreds of statues, Blu-rays, shits he never uses, but he can't throw it away because he bought it. There is no way in hell he spent thousands of dollars on a WWE Champions game, and he just gave it away. It's still his. It's still on his phone. He's still putting money into it. He thinks you're an idiot, and he is right.
All right? You will see me, once in a while, possibly playing WWE Champions on stream with the new account that I made, just to play through my new PC and hang out with everyone on streams to do that, okay? And that's it. All right? So, that's the story. You don't have to believe it. Many people won't. The detractors who are here tonight will never, ever understand or believe the story. Do you see? So...
And there is no reason for them to believe you. There's no reason for anyone to believe you. You just said for the past 7 years, you've been lying your ass off for literally no reason. And now you provide no evidence to this new situation, but it's changed. This Luddite who can barely plug in a computer somehow sold his account to a random stranger and is okay with that. That person having access to his emails, his account name, his everything. He expects us to believe that he is okay with that. He is lying. And I was going to end it there because the rest of the video is him just repeating the same shit ad nauseum. I'm not answering any more questions. I'm never going to ask another question again, but he will. But this one, last line really stuck out to me.
There's no reason for me to not verify what I'm saying. I can't show you because I don't own the account.
But if you did own the account, you wouldn't show it because you would just prove yourself to have been lying for the past 30 minutes. And you can't show your regular account because of reasons. Everything you say is a lie. Everything you say is hypocritical. Everything you say is contradicted by something you said in the past 5 fucking minutes. You were down from the rafters. You were spending $1,000 on a mobile game, and your stupid fans are paying for every second from it. I do not care, but I don't think anyone should pay money to any fucking streamer. If they can't make enough off of ad revenue now, they shouldn't be doing it full time. That includes DSP, and that is going to be it for me. Like I said, I have another video I have to make because the fucking interview with Craig from the Side Scrollers, son of a bitch. I want to punch DSP in the face so hard.